continue to talk about Hurricane Hilary. We have DC Williams, the Public Information Officer for CHP Fort Tejon, to talk more about how CHP is preparing for this storm. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
All right. So, usually we talk to you about what to prepare for when we talk about winter storms and how that could impact your travel plans when we have big snowstorms headed our way over the Grapevine area. We're talking about the potential for a huge rainmaker, though, with this storm. So what is CHP doing, especially in the Fort Tejon area, to prepare? And is there anything that travelers need to know ahead of the storm?
Yeah, well, first off, like you said, what are we doing to prepare?
Right.
So in our area, we've had some recent fires.
Right.
So we're watching those areas where there's not a lot of vegetation, where with this rain, it could bring mudslides. So we're definitely watching those areas, keeping tabs on what the hillside's doing. If things start to move, we're going to be in position where we can shut things down quickly, because we don't want cars to get stuck, and we're trying to avoid that as much as we can. So if you're going to travel this weekend, we're encouraging people not to, but if you have to, definitely make sure your vehicle's in good working order. Like, check your tire tread, make sure you got good tread on your tire, make sure your windshield wipers are working, because you want to be able to see what's going on. Make sure that you're slowing down.
Yeah.
Especially with this rain, because when the roadway is wet, your stopping distance increases greatly.
Right.
And that's one thing we see quite a bit, is people don't slow down.
So you just said you're encouraging people to not travel over the Grapevine this weekend because of this storm. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And obviously, when you talk about the potential for mudslides and so forth, I think back of what happened in 2015.
Yep.
Is that kind of that similar, where we had those burn scar areas, we saw all of that rain, and I think that happened, those mudslides in 2015 happened around the fall time. I think it was October, I believe.
That's correct.
So is that kind of what you're looking at, the potential for preparing for something like that?
Yes, exactly. So we don't want to have that happen again.
Right.
And Caltrans was up there recently. They moved a bunch of big boulders that were about ready to fall. So, it just happened that they were up there at that time, because that rain could have caused those boulders to fall into the roadway, which would have definitely shut the Grapevine down.
Right.
So, yeah, we don't want people to be traveling a whole lot. So like I said, that's why we're encouraging people not to travel with what the storm could bring, because yes, it's predicted to bring a bunch of rain. It could bring more, it could bring less, but just to be on the safe side, we want everybody to be as safe as possible.
Now, obviously, there's some people that have to travel over the Grapevine. What is your, what should they do today to prepare for their trip if they're just going to be going over the Grapevine during that window where there could be a lot of rain?
Right, like I mentioned before, make sure you've got good tires.
Yeah.
Make sure your windshield wipers
What are you
working.
looking for specifically? When you say good tires, what do you need to be looking for?
Make sure you don't have bald tires.
Okay.
Make sure you've got some tread on there. Definitely get like a tire gauge. You can get online and just check your tires. See what kind of tires you have in your car. See what the recommended safety is for the tread depth, and make sure that your tires are within that, because like we mentioned earlier, is that when the roadway is wet and with the rain that this storm could bring, your stopping distance is going to increase. So if you're flying over the Grapevine, which hopefully you're not, and you're slowing down,
right,
even that you could end up wrecking into somebody,
right,
and we don't want that to happen. So definitely make sure those are good. Again, the windshield wipers. Make sure you've got like an emergency kit in case you get stuck. If there's like a crash, or say that mudslide does happen, which we are praying doesn't, and you get stuck in traffic, you've got water, you've got blankets, you've got definitely an emergency kit, so you can either help yourself, you can help other people. Flashlights, especially if you're at nighttime, so that way you can see. And definitely a full tank of gas. I
mean, I know that when we talk to you, we're talking about Operation Snowflake.
Yep.
With these winter storms, this is not a winter storm, but are you guys kind of treating it though like it is a big deal?
Oh, most definitely, yes. Yeah, because we want to be prepared, because again, we don't want people to be stuck on the Grapevine, and if that does happen, we will turn people around. We will do the Operation Snowflake, where we have the Newhall area. We'll shut down their side, we'll shut down our side, along with the assistance of the inspection facility. We've got Bakersfield, Buttonwell areas, and that'll step up to help as well.
All right, DC Williams, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.